we thank you for joining us for this ecstatic, creative interaction. This day of your time, we shall begin with the following idea. You are still dreaming. Your day, with all of its happening, is a manifestation within your mind. Every external experience you have had, no matter how low, no matter how high, has all been observed from within the cinema of the self. You must remember what you are in. You are in a piece of biological technology. You talk about a matrix, and we talk about a body. This is the matrix, your body, your form. It gives your infinite spirit a point of focus. The focus is the result of energetic patterning. These energetic, sacred patterns, these fractal patterns, these patterns are the filter that acts as the film's projector. Your energy, your chi, this is the light that is projected in the cinema to create the experience of the film, the movie. That's your DNA, that's your aura. Your DNA, your aura, this is the projector that projects the film. Your life force is the light that illuminates and brings life to the film. Both that light and that projector, they are within you. The film itself, which is being projected, this film, these reels of film that are projected onto the movie screen in the cinema, these are your dreams. These are your beliefs. These are the things that you focus upon. This is what determines the quality of the film. So it is three parts. You have the projection device, you have the light, you have the film. You have your own spiritual light, you have the health and quality of your body and your DNA, and of course you have what you focus your mind upon. If you nourish these three things every day, regularly, you will project the film, you will project the movie of your dreams. It's about recognizing you are the writer, you are the producer, you are the lead actor and actress, you are the audience, you are the employees at the cinema. You're the whole thing. The interesting thing is, why this is not obvious to you, is because you are so infinite as a being that when you condense down into physicality, it is so different than what you're used to. It is such a shock that you forget billions of years of non-physical experience just from taking on the body. It's that different than what you're used to. That's why you forget. It's like when you are in the shower, it's a nice warm shower, maybe you're thinking about all types of things. You're daydreaming, you're fantasizing, you're planning out your day from a nice steamy shower. And then you say to yourself, well, I could use a challenge. I want to get stronger. So what do? You take that hot shower, you turn it into a cold shower. And it's shocking at first. Whatever you were just thinking about, you probably won't be thinking about it anymore. You're probably going to be focusing on breathing. You're probably going to be focusing on your body. You're probably going to be focusing on balancing the climate within as a type of adaptive survival tactic. So as you can see, those big shifts cause you to really shift your focus in a big way. And as a result, you forget because you're so busy adapting to the differences that are a part of physical reality. But the differences that you experience in physical reality will only persist for a short amount of time. You call this time the Kali Yuga. And we are talking about differences in the following way. You make these separations between body, mind, and spirit. You make these separations between hell, earth, and heaven, the underworld, the higher world, the middle world. We are here to tell you it's one body. And it's not really one body, one world. The body is the world. The world is the body. It is one phenomenon that is happening. It's all made of the same things. Therefore, you are the film. You are the light. You are the projector. You are the actor, the actress, the director, the producer, the cinema's employees, the audience. And you are also those whom pirated online after it's been released from theaters. You're all of it. So, our suggestion is, knowing this, act like it. Act like it. If you really want to go to the next level in your life, you have to stop seeing people in the same way. You have to go beyond how you've seen them. Remember, you know from your own spiritual practice, inside of you, the infinite dwells. You must be willing to see that same depth in the other person, no matter how high, no matter how low, no matter how conscious, no matter how unconscious. You must be willing to see that in them, no matter who they are. And when you see that in them, and when you address that part of them, when you energize that part of them just through your attention or through your words and conversation, you bring that part of them out. Most people already know what it is to be fully enlightened, to be one with God, to know their purpose. All people on your planet have had experience of this quality, one way or another. They have had this. But why is it not chosen? Because that type of life, that type of focus, it's not reinforced by your culture. So people have tasted this already. People have touched this already. They just don't know what to do with it because your society only gives them so many examples. Well, that's where all of you come in. Remind them of what is real, gently, no force, just through example, just through kindness. Remind them. And what is real? Well, there's a few things, but we'll say one that most people like. Unconditional love is a carrier frequency. Unconditional love does not die. It goes on forever because it is the number one currency of creation. It's a carrier frequency in that if you align with unconditional love, it carries you. And you become a part of something that's undying. Therefore, you don't die. Your body might, you won't. So remind them of what is true. You all have the saying, love goes on forever. And we're here to tell you there's some depth to that. So we're not saying you have to go deliver this message, but remind people what's true. You can do that through a teaching. You can do that through your example. If you know that love is one of the only things that will go on forever, therefore it's one of the most important things, then it ought to be one of your primary focuses in all that you do. And in that way, you remind people of love. In that way, you remind them of what is true because you're channeling what is true. You are channeling what is real. It's not about really what you believe. It's about what you are truly aligned with through your lifestyle, through your actions, through your relationships. Many people will say, oh, I believe I'm a good person. I'm a holy religious person. I'm a powerful person. I'm this, I'm that. They have all these labels of who they are. Yet if you look at their lives and you look at their actions, you may want to laugh a little bit because you'll see a complete discrepancy. You'll say, here you are claiming all these things, yet I'm looking at how you're living and you seem to look like everyone else, actually. You will see this, that all people will talk a big game, but the people that are real will talk a big game and they will also play one. So, not only do actions speak louder than words, but actions are what pushes the story of physical reality forward through time. If you were reading a novel, the story would not progress through the character just thinking interesting thoughts, believing interesting things. The story would be so boring. You would say, what kind of life is this? Why did I get this book? Yet many people on your planet live like this. Clearly, the story is pushed forward through that character, taking the inner inspiration and going out into the world and taking actions. They go on an adventure. Remember, adventure is the call to action, as you say on Earth. So if you want an exciting life, you certainly won't find it by being a hyper-intellectual, looking at your thoughts and philosophy and doing nothing with it. You must take that which inflames your interest, and you must bring that into your world. We say must, not because that is our words, but because those are the words of your higher self, which of course is biased. It wants you to channel it. It wants you to be one with it. So of course it says, listen, if you really want what you say, this is the next step. Merge with me, become one with me, channel me. So that is why we say must here. If you desire to go into the next level of your life, you must be willing to go on an adventure. You must be willing to take all of this spiritual energy you're generating, and you must be willing to bring it outside of you. If you do not do that, you will stay in a world of dreams. They will be nice dreams, but they are dreams. Should you go on the adventure, you will enter into the land of living dreams. That is the true dream world. There's the personal dream world, your personal dreams. There's the collective dream world, the land of living dreams. And when you bring your personal dreams into the world, your dreams enter into the land of living dreams, and they go on forever. Just like love, they do not die. So, we thank you all for receiving this information, and now we make ourselves available to you all for the question that you have organized. Bring to us. So, we now make ourselves available to you. Thank you.
Hello, dear friend. Thank you for reminding us of who and what we truly are.
Of course, of course. If we did not do that, we would not be doing our job, so we are happy to do our job, as you remind us of who we are, no matter what you say to us. It is like we are looking in a time capsule at our ancestry. So, no matter what we see in you, we are reminded of who we are, because linearly, we come from you.
Thank you. That was beautiful transmission.
Sure. So if you are looking to return youthfulness to the body, for men, semen retention practice. Do not ejaculate, at least not frequently. But don't just leave the fluid within you. Of course, your body will seek release. You have to do the sexual qigong, the sexual neigong. It's the first level of alchemy. Smiling to the sexual organs, breathing in and out of them, and feeling the fluid transforming. And that buildup of energy will start to turn into a vapor-like substance. You call that qi. Once you have transformed the fluid back to qi, the idea is to bring it up to your brain, wrap the brain. Bring it into your kidneys, wrap the kidneys. Any part of your body that is deficient in Jing or Yuan Qi, original Qi, will be nourished through this practice. It's very simple. You smile to the sexual organs. Once it is highly energized, you'll feel good. You'll feel blissful. You'll feel your heart open. You'll feel the root chakra open, and they will feel good. Once you're here, inhale, bring it up the center channel. See the sexual energy as a type of mist or vapor, and just bring it to the part of the body you need the healing. Bring the energy there on the inhale, hold the breath, and then gently wrap that part of the body. 9 times one way, 9 times clockwise, 9 times another way. You're doing this on the breath hold, charging as you're holding the breath with the smiling love, feeling you are compressing essence and love and pleasure into that part of the body. And while you're holding the breath, put in your codes. May my body be healthy. May my heart be healthy if it's the heart. May my spleen be healthy. May my lungs be healthy, whatever you're doing that to. But put that code in. You have to do it every day. Just as you have done the things that deplete you in some way every day, you must be equally committed to doing the things that nourish you with the same intensity of focus, if not more. Because immortality is competition with death, is it not? You have taken many actions that attract and nourish death, all of you. All of you, if you're in a body, you have done things that have called death to you. When you smoke a cigarette, when you eat unhealthy foods, when you hold toxic energies and refuse to let them go, you call that to you. So you have spent many years, all of you, calling these things in. So now you're calling in life again. You have to call it in with the same intensity. It's easier, don't worry. The same type of intensity, but with a positive focus, produces at least 3 times the amount of miracles, and it's at least 3 times more accelerated than the negative path. So it's easier. What we're saying is you have to build that momentum up. You have to train every day. So reduce the amount of times you are ejaculating and focus each day on bringing that sexual energy up to different parts of the body, therefore nourishing the body. In terms of herbs, there are many, many, many herbs that can be taken that nourish Jing. One of the most popular is known as He Shu Wu. This is a Chinese herb. It is a very, very potent Jing tonic. Prepared Rehmannia root is oftentimes used as a Jing tonic, but what you will find is with true tonic formulas, they are formulas. Don't just go with one ingredient. Go with a true formula that targets the Jing. Use high quality ingredients. Don't cut corners, especially with Chinese herbs, for obvious reasons. So really make sure what you're getting is legitimate. And if it is, it can make a tremendous difference. In terms of food, eggs, beans, seeds. All of this will nourish Jing. Animal organs can also nourish Jing. There are some people that eat kidney. We know that might be a little gross to you. We're going to go grosser, so get ready for some of you. Some people eat testy and ovary. These are all the Jing containers. And there's pill supplemental form of this. We know that might sound a little gross to some of you, but remember, this is what all of your ancestors did at one point or another. You ate everything. And you lived in very close, harmonious connection with the planet. So keep in mind, to kill an animal and to take only its muscle and to throw out the rest is very disrespectful to the animal. Just saying, because of course, it is the organs that the animal's soul and spirit most greatly entangle with, and all of that is thrown away, discarded most of the time. Yes. Yes. So when these things are consumed, many of you might say, oh, it's harmful, oh, it's bad. You can believe that. We're fine with it. Believe whatever you like. Doesn't affect us. Have fun in your world. When you eat the organs of the animal, a part of that animal's soul entangles with yours. It's a spiritual experience for the animal, and in many instances, the animals. So they learn through you. They learn through consumption. That's why a part of them chose it. So they're aware of the cycle of life. They're more bound to it than you are, yes? You can manipulate the cycles of life to a certain degree within your human society. Animals, it's not like this. They must go with it. It's a dance they cannot really resist. So when they entangle with you in these ways, it's like you've brought them a little bit beyond their animal limit, and they can see into the higher reality very clearly. And there are many animals, linearly speaking, whom are evolving up the ladder. There are some animals you have consumed, whom, after being consumed by you, were able to dream up a human experience for themselves as a person. So, eating animals is not always an act of cruelty or ignorance or selfishness. So, for those that feel meat eaters are like this, well, have fun spitting on the graves of your ancestors who ate animals to preserve the lineage of DNA so you could be here. Sure, sure. This is more connected to your own magical task force. So you have talk of the spiritual entourage, the guides that surround you. Some of those guides will be drawn to you because of the themes that you're exploring. So you are exploring the themes of magic. As a result, the types of spiritual guides you're attracting into your aura reflect success in the magical arts. And this particular being that you are detecting is greatly connected to something you're probably not expecting, but you may have thought of as an option. We know this may sound strange, but it's a gray.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
Aleister Crowley's personal spiritual guide that he sketched, he illustrated, Lam, sometimes referred to as Aiwas, is depicted as a gray. Grays are one of the groups that taught humanity many of these things. Not the same grays that you're familiar with. Remember, like we said, there's many different types of grays. They show up in different places across the cosmos throughout time. No matter how far back we look, there they are. And whilst most beings presently in the universe will say that the grays are a created species because that's how we've experienced them, whenever we look back, there they are. So even though many species have created grays, and even though many species have transformed themselves into grays, and we've seen this happen, which implies it's a newer manifestation, despite this, whenever we look back, no matter how far, there they are. They have a very mysterious origin, unknown to most, including myself. I come from them. And even that origin is obfuscated for good reason. Because the seeking of the origin is the spiritual journey. It is the spiritual path. Without ignorance, you have no motivation to pursue truth. So, this being is a gray being, here to assist you magically in opening up those doors that you are speaking into reality through your talismanic work. A failure is only success in the making. So do not forget that. All failures you have ever had are in service to the successes that you bring forth. So don't feel too bad. Let yourself feel what you feel. Just as in the past, you'd let yourself feel some doubt, some insecurity, a little bit of failure. You bring that into the manifestations, then you'd actually get more of what you wanted. It'd be easier. And you'd say, what's going on? When I focus on success, it's like success stays away. When I leave space for what I don't prefer, what I prefer is there. That should be your hint. Do you see? When you leave space for what you don't prefer, you're more likely to get what you do. So if you leave space for the fact that you may fail, if you leave space for the fact that you may get your feelings hurt or disappointed, if you hold space for the fact that you might walk away feeling misunderstood, if you do all of that, you will also be holding space for more of what you want to be realized, because opposites attract. And as you know, that which is too similar can repel. So if you are drunk on success and you are expecting to see success outside of you, well, guess what? You have all the success in you. And you have made yourself unlike your environment, because that's not how people in your environment are focusing. You are focusing in a very specific way when you do that, and it creates difference between yourself and the circumstance. And if that difference is very big, well, it's like the two of you are in two different worlds. So the ability to manifest a shared outcome of preference is limited because of these differences. But if you remain realistic and know how multidimensional you are, you will recognize, I have the capacity for failure and success, and I accept and honor that. I have the ability to ascend and descend in my life, and I respect and honor that. I accept that this may not go my way, and I accept that everything in my life is a part of my way, the one way, the way of the source. Things may not look like they're going my way, but they are always going my way because I am on the way, the path of the self. Hold both. Because the worshiping of success, wow, simultaneously pushing away failure, will cause that failure energy that has been pushed away to bounce back once you've pushed it as far as it can go. Law of opposites. Opposites attract. That which is too similar repels. Remember, you can't make a baby with just one energy. You need two, and they have to get along. They have to accept one another's light and dark. Yes, we have light and dark, but we love each other. Let's come together and create something beyond ourselves. To create what you want, that is the mindset.
Yes, I think I understand.
Yes, yes. And remember, it is going the way it needs to go. And it might be uncomfortable, but it's only so you can very clearly see, from this point of view, what you need to know. So many of you can sustain that lucid state for a small period of time. You can imagine you're dreaming. You can tune into the fact that this really isn't physical. That even physically, physical reality is not physical. It's vibrating particles. So even physically, you realize the essence of your physicality is something that's non-physical. So because this is true, when you focus on it, many of you, you feel it. You could say, wow, this is a dream world. What's going on? What can I create? But then it's like you fall back asleep. You can only sustain it for so long. And some of you feel, well, if I go into that recognition too much, will I not be in la la land? Everyone around me thinks it's real, and I'm over here pretending it doesn't exist. And it can create a type of apparent dichotomy. Do I lucidly live my life and explore this rather unorthodox way of living? Or do I just continue to go with the patterns? Both have reasons. Both are important. Both are attractive. Our view is blend them. Be a powerful person in your life, in whatever way you enjoy. What is it to be a powerful person? To be empowered and to act like your life and the lives of those around you matters. Become powerful. Power is the ability to create change at will. In other words, power and magic are the same. So be powerful people. Powerfully dream your life. Now, it may sound as if I'm being a little vague, but I'm going to get into the practical techniques here. The key is when you are recognizing that this is a living dream, it's a projection, don't just stay in the head. You need to bring that down into your body. Because your mind might say, oh, look, it's a dream. But how many times in your own nighttime dream world has that happened? Oh, I'm in a dream, and then you lose the awareness. Why? Because it's only in the head. You can only sustain it for a few minutes. You have to bring it into you. Oh, I'm dreaming. Oh, my God. Now pull that feeling down, 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 down. Condense it into your navel, into the energy ball between the navel and spine. Pull it into your center of gravity. And then from here, become aware of your whole body and become aware of the sensation of dreaming. And from your whole body dream, your body is the microcosm to the macrocosm of your collective. Therefore, when you bring the whole body into the dream world, you bring everyone into the dream world. But you can't keep it in your head. It will cause imbalances because eventually your brain and what your mind focus on and what your body focus upon will all be different. If your mind's always dreaming, but the body has to do tasks in physical reality, has responsibilities, it will be like you got one foot in one world, another foot in another, and they're pulling you apart. But if you blend these two things, your worldly success with your spiritual evolution, you will be in the dream state eternally, but it will be a living dream state. It will be a lucid dream state. And it's infinite. So you can go as high or as low as you desire into the realms of existence from the land of living dreams. But that's the key. Anchor the feeling into that center of gravity. Feel that it is now connected to your whole body. The dream energy is flowing through your whole body. And then stay with that feeling. Maintain body awareness, maintain awareness of the center of gravity, maintain awareness of the dream feeling. And then live your life. Stay open, be playful, be curious. Remember, it's a dream, so whatever shows up, you mustn't take it too seriously, even if others do. You must treat it like it's a dream. And as you know, if you violate the narrative of the dream world too much, it can crack the dream. You've probably seen this in your own dreams. If you behave in an unexpected way, if you do something very different, it's like it cracks the dream simulation. The same power exists in your physical reality. So if you ever need to create a glitch in the simulation, just point out to those around you it's not real. They might not like you for it. If you've seen The Matrix, sometimes the crowd turns against Neo. But what we are saying is if you need to create those dream glitches for yourself and others in physical reality, you can. Imagine having a perfectly normal conversation with somebody, and then in the middle of it, looking them dead in the eyes, smiling and saying, hey, it's time to wake up. And then going right back. We're not saying you should do this, but we are showing you what you can do. At any point, you can remind them of what's real. We're not saying to do it. And we're not saying to do it bluntly. Do it artfully, because you'll be an alarm clock. Do you want them to smash the alarm clock? Or would you like them to just maybe hit the snooze button? Or would you like them to leap up out of bed? If you have a preference to one of those options, well, pay attention to what type of alarm clock you would like to be. What type of awakening would you like to give? What type of Christ are you, in other words? That's the idea, because the Christ is the one who awakens. The eye drops of clarity, of anointing. That is the Christ. That is the Christos. It's a medical term, just as it is a title. Without exception, everyone and everything you interact with is a version of you. Without exception. Every god, every angel, every alien, every person, every cat, every tree. It's all a version of you, because this whole reality is made of you. There's nothing else to make things from. That's why we say everything is God, because there's nothing else to make things out of. And that is the highest manifestation of you. You are made of that same thing. So everything is a version of you. It will always be a version of you. No matter how different a version of you it is, it's still a version of you, because there's nothing but you to be. All right. Take your fingers like this. All right. Imagine you have finger puppets. Yes? Two fingers, two characters, same hand. Yes? Now, wrap the fingers. Make them do that. It's a very unique sensation. Yes, both of your fingers will feel different once you've crossed them. You can only get that feeling when you cross the fingers. It's overshadowing. It's the bubble reality. Two parallel realities, two selves, one being coming together, overshadowing, creating a new sensation, a new experience, which changes both of them forever. So when they disentangle, now the fingers are completely different. It's like they've done finger yoga. They can go higher because they've opened things up. They've pushed one another to a comfortable limit of expansion. And now they can take that higher. That is how it works. It's all you. It's all one energy, but you still differentiate this finger from this finger, don't you? You see them as two different fingers, just like you do with people, but it's the same hand. And that's how it works, just as your body works together. These cells overshadow one another at times. You call it cellular communication. But it's all one body. All made by the same life force, but different cells, different people. So you work like nature works. Don't let the idea of parallel realities make that which is obvious seem foreign or complex. Sometimes these terms can make these things seem abstract. Just remember what's true. It's all one thing happening. All of the players in that one thing are made of its energy. They act as individual free agents and work together or don't to create whatever it is that is desired or not. You see? So you are like this, people are like this. Remember, you cannot effectively solve a problem from the same point of view that the problem was created with. It's a quote oftentimes attributed to your Einstein. We're paraphrasing it, of course, but this is the case. Yes, there's many serious problems. Right now, people are being blown up. Blood, guts, gore, bullets, tanks, horrible things. Horrible things. Right now, this is happening. Right now, a child's been obliterated. And the world says, what do we do about it? So we're speaking like this because when we say these things, it probably disturbs you a little bit. So we know that a part of you takes it seriously, no matter how dreamy it gets, because you recognize the truth. The truth is this imbalance that you call genocide or murder on a global scale. Obviously, if it were pushed to the max, it would burn everything down. And you know it would be an end point to your dream. Sure, you'd go into another one, but you like this one, don't you? That's why you have a will to live. So, remember that the imbalances of the world, if taken to an extreme, not only will change your dream, but can end this version of it. And you like your dream. You'd like for it to keep going. We are very certain of this. Therefore, stay silly, stay playful, stay open, and be productive in the restoration of the balance on your planet. Remember, if it's a dream, it'll be easy to make the change. If it's a real physical world and you have to make a real physical change, that might take a long time. But if you know it's a dream and you have that motivation, well, if this problem continued, all the dreams would end on Earth. Let's not let that happen because I like the dream. If that's your approach, you're going to be fine. You see. But do not be on the sidelines with these issues. Many of you will look around. You'll look at the world and you say, oh, there's this problem. There's that problem. Oh, when will someone do something about it? I don't see anyone doing anything about it. What's going on? That's your cue. You're supposed to do something about it. When you don't see the people around you doing it, that means it's your job. Because you're the one who noticed no one's doing it. You're the one who's emotionally impacted by that realization. It means it's for you. Don't be serious about it. Be ultimate about it. An ultimate perspective will include everything: playfulness and seriousness, consciousness and unconsciousness. And like we said, if you want a complete manifestation, you need the opposites. You need a little bit of light and dark. So, have fun dreaming your life into being. Has not been said in this way before, but the ancient culture had something similar to VR, virtual reality technology, but it was not something they would necessarily wear. It was not some type of computerized headgear or anything like this. It was a psychic world that they would all enter into when dreaming. Your Aboriginal communities call this the dream time, the collective dream time. One of the oldest traditions on Earth talks about what we are saying right now. So please pay attention to this. If you want to know, this is it. The idea is that beings would dream together. They would enter into the same dream space, and it's like they'd have an extra incarnation. They have their physical life, they have their dream life, but their dream life would not have amnesia. So they'd be able to have all of their human genius in the dream world. They would all come together and they would build. Are you ready? Get ready for this, everyone. This is where it comes from. They would build dreaming technologies in the dream world that would become so real, they would manifest physically. This is where many ancient things come from. They were pulled out of a dream by technology. The mystical, miraculous technology of your ancient people was not created physically on earth. It was created in the dream world, and it was manifested physically through it. They would wake up with the device they built in their dreams in their hand, finished. So this is how the ancient world interacted with dreams. This is how some of this wild technology got to Earth. When it is said extraterrestrials came and gave them technology, they would come like this. In these dreams, they would build these things with the humans. They'd show them how to do it. They would show them their technologies. And those technologies could be made to physically densify upon waking. That's a program that can go into them. So the person would wake up, bam, there the technology is. They already know how it works. They already know how to use it because they've used it in the dream. That's how your ancient civilization was able to flourish in such a miraculous way. Think of how different life was back then. Yet think of how much was accomplished without a cell phone, without a laptop, without the many things that you have all grown to be dependent on, which is fine. We're not criticizing that. We're just saying, look at how different it is. With just dreams, with just the mind, and with just the recognition of the telepathic link, your ancestors were able to do what you do today and more. You're bringing that back. That more is coming back. That's why we are speaking of dreams like this. That's why many of you are asking us. You may have noticed in some of the Q&As, we may have a certain topic and the audience may ask a myriad of different questions that are very different than the topic we spoke of. You may have noticed today, there is a theme of understanding the dream world. Many of you have expressed interest in it. And this is because you feel what we are saying, and you will see more evidence for it as you continue. Stay open and have fun with the synchronicities that you receive that help you validate even more deeply that this is in fact a dream. It's one of the most important dreams you'll ever have. Never forget that. Just because it's a dream, it does not mean it's trivial. As you know, in physical reality, you can have a very powerful dream. Once you awaken, sometimes it stays with you because it's very inspiring, or maybe because it's very scary. It affects your whole day. You think about it. When you work with others, sometimes you are comparing what's going on between you and them with the dream that you had. It stays with you, becomes a part of you. That is your physical life to your spirit. So remember, it's all educational. It all benefits you. And every experience, no matter how light, no matter how dark, is in service of revelation. Darkness invites the light, which illuminates, and light pushes away the darkness, which causes the darkness to return. And in that way, light and dark, yin and yang, push and pull each other forever and ever. Amen.